welcome to this episode of The Daily. My name is Brendan Malone. Well, I want to introduce you today to a new segment I'm calling Underrated Movies Review. And I want to do more of these. Today I want to review and talk about the movie Road to Perdition. Road to Perdition is a really intriguing film to me. It's intriguing because of this. If you go and look at it on Rotten Tomatoes, it has an 85% audience approval rating, which is pretty high. It has an 81% critics approval rating. I think it should be 100% because to me this is a perfect film. Everything is done well in this movie. The characters are strong and engaging. Top shelf actors who are at the top of the acting game, really well acted. It's got an amazing story and plot. The cinematography is phenomenal. You could do an entire episode and spend hours talking about just one or two of the shots and the way that visuals are used. Like these are shots that last 10 or 20 seconds. But are profoundly impacting and really well crafted. That's how good this movie is. It's got an awesome score, absolutely awesome score that carries the movie in a really important way. And it's also a film that has a really, really important message and touches on some profoundly important themes. It's about fatherhood and the vital importance of fatherhood and connection between boys and their dads. And the fact that if you don't have good role models and you don't have a good father-son relationship, there are a whole lot of very negative and problematic flow-on effects. And it tells this and it unpacks these themes in a really accessible and engaging kind of way. This is one of those movies that I think every person should watch once a year. That's how good this is. It's one of the movies in my collection, and very few of them actually get to this gold elite status of must-watch at least once a year. And this film, Road to Perdition, is a movie that I have on my list of must watch this movie. Especially if you're a father, you should be watching this movie once every year. It really is that good. But the interesting thing for me is that it isn't considered a cult classic by people when it really should be. It's interesting the reactions I get to people when I ask them about Road to Perdition. I get a lot of people who I encounter who, despite the fact that it was a mainstream release movie and starring big actors, a lot of people say to me, I've never watched it. I get a whole other group of people who say, Road to Perdition, Road to Perdition. Oh, yeah, that's right. That was a good movie, wasn't it? But like they've forgotten it now. It's funny because to me this is really like a sister film to The Shawshank Redemption. They are set in the same era, America in the 30s. They have a similar tone. They have a similar musical tone as well as cinematography. And they also touch on some profoundly important themes about the human experience. Both of them do, very deep and real and important kind of way. Now, Shawshank Redemption is considered a cult classic. In fact, on a lot of movie rating sites, it consistently comes in at the #1 movie of all time. However, Road to Perdition lags behind, and I really don't understand why that is, because it really is that good a film. And the other thing I think that I really appreciated about this movie is this is the movie for me that really showed me that Tom Hanks was an amazing actor, because this is a role that Tom Hanks plays that is nothing like any other role that you will see him in. Tom Hanks, whether we like it or not, is generally sort of typecast. He has the sort of funny guy role, and then there's the serious Tom Hanks role. And that's sort of what he does. He does one or the other. And often there's a bit of crossover, even when he's doing certain dramas. He does the serious, funny Tom Hanks character. But he really doesn't stray too far from that sort of type of likeable, affable sort of character that we all sort of connect with. But in this film, it's a very dark and brooding role, and he plays it so well. There's one scene, I was watching the movie again the other night, and there's one particular scene I was watching, and I thought to myself, my goodness, this could actually be, other actors, modern actors who are sort of renowned for their character-driven skill set, who could have been playing this role. But it's Tom Hanks I'm watching, and he's really nailing it. He's really killing this role, and he just plays it so well. So much of his character in this movie is not about what he says. It's about how he acts and how he uses his facial responses or the tone of his voice and the way he tells his story. There's so much in this character, from the sort of vulnerability of this orphan, where I'm assuming he's an orphan who's raised without a father, to this hardened sort of gangster. And there's just these little moments. There's this great scene early on in the film where they're having a funeral wake, at the head of the crime family's house. And one of the guests is a little bit drunk and he gets up to give a speech, but he's clearly, before he's even started to speak, Tom Hanks has got his radar on. And there's this little subtle shift that happens. He moves forward in the crowd because this is the role that he plays in this crime family. He is the protector and the enforcer. And it's just such an important character moment. And then you watch the way he's watching the speech unfold, And he's not just watching it, he's in this character mode, really focused, and the way he's using his eyes and everything. It's just a really great piece of acting, and also cinematography, because clearly there's direction involved here too. But it just tells you so much about that character, and it gives you such a sense of who it is that he's trying to convey to us on screen. I can't recommend this movie highly enough. It really is an absolute 5-star film. If you haven't seen it, you really should go and watch it, particularly if you're a father. This is a really important movie about fatherhood and the relationship between fathers and their sons. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow on The Daily.